Technical stand-up. So watch this as we do it. So go ahead and do a technical stand-up with me. Okay. Go ahead. Can't get it wrong. Yeah, perfect. So we did a technical stand-up, right? And we're moving our legs. So think of this. Go ahead and put the hand back down. Now swing on this hinge. So normally we would stand up with 2 feet, but instead of using 2 feet, our right foot is our foot, and our left hand is our other foot now, right? And we stand up. Now check this out. If we go our hand here, this is the least stable of this, right? But the most mobile. So I call this a 3. This is a 1. This is 2. So in my thinking, these alternate with mobility and stability. Okay? So this is the most mobile. Play guitar, whatever, write a name on a grain of rice, right? But it's the least stable. That's why a punch is weaker than a palm strike. And an elbow is stronger than those ones. Yeah. Because the further you drop that kinetic chain, the closer the power is to the engine. So if you can transfer a movement from the engine, this central mass, outward, so the joints closer to our spine will always be the 1. So shoulder is 1 and hip is 1. Elbow is 2 and knee is 2. And hand or wrist is 3 and the foot is 3. And you go mobile, stable, mobile. Mobile, stable, mobile. So if we do technical stand-up, right? We're here. That's like seated shrimp. So let's do seated shrimp. For seated shrimp, just do one side. So now look, some people have trouble shrimping. This is a great way to think of the shrimp. If you have trouble shrimping, you can shrimp on your hand first, and you're using this cross pattern, right foot, left hand, for the technical stand-up. And then you could shrimp to your elbow. This is number 2. If you learn to shrimp here, so you could side to side shrimp like we do in class, but from the elbow on that second joint. If you can get that and build the strength, because if I can lift off of my elbow on my foot, now look, it's technical stand-up again. Just off of my elbow. So this is the gear principle, because I have this gear. Exactly, see?
Do you get up afterwards, or
you could stay on the up. Depends on your flexibility. If you could go here, you could be right here. You know. But so number 3, yes, nice. So number 3 is the shoulder, and that's the true shrimp. Is a true shrimp, that hip actually comes off the ground. So we're shrimping. This foot comes in. If I think of it like my hand, my elbow, my shoulder's number 1 joint. 3, 2, 1. Hip off the ground. So that's that full shrimp. Is boom, boom, boom. That's what gives you the freedom if you want to shrimp all the way to inversion. Boom. Boom. Because I'm lifting, I have freedom of movement. Which means I can also even technical stand up off the 1 gear here to the shoulder. See?
We'll start with that.
Yeah, so try that. Boom. Yes, perfect. See? And that's inversion, perfect. When you learn to move that way, you gear it all through, right? It's cool, isn't it?
That's dope. Okay.
So that's a way to move. So you're bringing the movement closer to this. Yeah. And the next thing you can start to do once you get that, so you put it in different places. It'll transfer energy. Like if I'm in a handstand and I need to fall, I won't fall to my shoulder, I hit my head. So if I'm in a handstand and I need to bail, I'll go, I'm on my 3rd gear, my 3rd part of my gear. So I would fall to number 2 and then number 1. So if I'm gonna fall, if I just remove my hand, I'd hurt myself. But if I started to lose my balance and I fell to my elbow, then my shoulder, it's not a very bad fall. Because I'm using the gear. So you are a wheel, whether it's hand or foot. This is why we shoot. When we do a takedown, we bend the knees, we go 1, 2, we go to this next one. Boom. So we're building towards stability. Boom, then we stand back up. So you're really rolling over your body in a gear. And you can even do it all the way to the hip. See what I mean? That's moving from, yeah, it's pigeon crawls. Yep, and now up to the next foot. Foot, knee, hip. Feel the gear? So you're stepping up, foot, knee, hip. Foot, knee, hip. Foot, knee, hip. gear. So if you wanted to get up from here, right?
Yeah.
You wouldn't lift the foot first, right? You lift your hip, then your knee, then your other knee. Boom, I'm going to squat. So that's going from this, which I call the helix, up, right? So we go this one from here. We lift one. The first joint comes off, then go up to the third one. See? That's the way you stand up. That's the way to stand up in the closed guard. You work up from this lowest position. Boom. You work up.
Let me get any closer.
Work from the most stable. So from here, so that I don't lean forward, boom, I use the gear principle of the body. I sit as close as I can to my hips. And then I lean sideways slightly and flop my leg out so I'm not going anywhere. And now I'm about to transfer. So I just transfer basically from hips because my ass is on my feet. So I'm basically sitting on my hips. So I transfer from the first gear to the second. I'm on my knee more, and then I'm transferred, boom. And now I'm third on one and second on the other.
Yes.
Because see, this is one, this is two.
Yeah.
Here I'm on my hips because I'm sitting on them. Here I'm on my knees. So the first movement, I stay low and I go here. And then the second movement, I go to base 2, boom. And then number 3, the right foot rotates out, boom. And that's when I can open the guard and start to pass. Interesting thing about starting to pass, so I'll change sides here, open the guard here, boom, is that I can make, go ahead and keep the knees up, I can make my 2 gear receive the stability of a 3 gear by attaching it to the body. So if I was here passing, right, this isn't very stable. You might be able to re-pummel your leg under or over. You might be able to omoplata, do something to hurt me, right? But if when I'm knee slicing or any other passing approach here, if I attach this elbow, look at the stability I have here, right? So if I attach that elbow to my torso, I just achieved what is almost a level 3 stability because I attached this first and second stability, or third and second stability to my first stability of my hip. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm attaching here, and this gives me, so lie back down, this gives me that power into that pass. Boom, here. This is how we stay tight so that the top guy can't re-pummel his knee. Is I put this, boom, I attach myself to, always if you want to be stable and stronger, like if you would get my arm here, if it's out here noodly, how do I make it more stable? I attach it, boom, to the ones. So now I bring my arm away, so now my hand is growing out of my shoulder and my hip, right?
Right.
So I'm attaching everything to the 1 joints, and that gives me the stability to be tight and crushed.
Yeah.
By putting that in tight there. You feel what I mean?
Yeah.
That stability. There's other ways that you can use it even so like when you get up, you're lying down. I can't just really go from 1 to 3. Right? The body doesn't do this.
Right.
You always follow the gear. 1, 2, 3. Right? Now look. 1, I'm on my ass. 2, 3. You'll always follow 1, 2, 3. The body always follows that gear.
Right.
If you build yourself that way in Jiu-Jitsu and try to always follow those stability principles, that's why a bridge is so strong. I'm using the muscle, the ass, the glutes that's attached to the first stability point, the hips. And then I'm rolling off of the upper body first stability point. These are closest to the spine, the hip and the shoulder. So they're the strongest. So when I bridge, boom, I'm using this strength expression for my hips up the spine, and I'm not involving any of these weakened joints as it goes down the distal ends of the limbs. So you can use that, a fun drill that some people like to use even to practice the helix or the gear. Like I said, you use it in a judo fall. If you're here, the hand goes down, then the elbow, then the shoulder. And then I slap in that succession too. 1, 2, 3. Try to make everything land as close as it can to 1. And so that gear. 1, 2, 3. You know? That's the roll fall. Boom. Yes. So it'll always be that gear like that. A fun type of push-up is here. you can go down. If I put my hand up and then drop to my elbow, now I can roll, and you'll see the palm, the way the palm rolls. I can roll to my shoulder and back up. So same with here. This is how the body moves close to itself. So if I'm close here, like in Jiu-Jitsu, this is why we come in and defend this way. Same with I would climb a rope this way. I would never climb a rope this way. I'd externally rotate and bring things central mass and rotate outward this way. So that same thing happens here when I go from fetal to grow into a push-up position or to build a base. The body will naturally roll 1, 2, 3. So even a type of push-up here, go from here. The hand is at the height of the elbow. Here. Boom. 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 So you put the hand to where the elbow will land at the height of the hand. You can roll.
The height of the hand.
Right here.
Oh, okay.
See that?
Yeah.
So you'll put the, yes. So watch, you want to like go here, put the hand up, and then lower to that elbow. Yep, so put the hand up. So watch, start push up, and then put one hand higher, and then lower to that elbow. Yes, and then roll over it. Boom. And then roll back up onto it. So now reach your hands like this. The hand will be lower, and one elbow will, yes, the hand will be the height of the elbow. Right, and you go back up. So now go back up. Yes, and now from there, you post up to that hand. So from a front view, they look like this. This is the gear.
Gears.
Gears for years. Then you can take it to a, yes, very nice. Put the hand high and then drop. Boom. Yes. Feel how the body naturally rolls up? You couldn't do that as a baby.
Right.
This is an external rotation strength that they call the pivot prone position in babies that you had to learn as a baby, lying here moving around, moving your leg here. And the first thing you did is the Ethan Hunt from Mission Impossible 1. That's the first, you start to back bend. You lift your head, you lift your arms, and you're beginning this external rotation.
How did you?
So you lift. It's a fun drill to practice. What's the easiest way to turn yourself over? One leg. Lift the leg, babies. Don't play around with the leg moves over the body, that flips me over. And your Ethan Hunt. Oh. And that's how they move. Then you get tired, and then one of the first movements is learning to roll. Roll over. But so this movement, this strength, you learn to build that out from here. And you can't escape that gear. So even like top spin in Jiu-Jitsu, when you turn onto your side here in side control, attempting to escape, when I step behind your head, I step foot, then I drop to my knee, and as I finish my rotation, I land on my hip. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The top spin, you stop them, boom, you step 1, 2, 3. It's always that way. Even on our inversion, we put the arm behind the back, we go, what's touching? The third one, then I go to the second one, then the first one, I transfer to the other first joint, then to the other second joint on the elbow, and the other first joint. If you put your arms behind your back, the natural way they want to go when you invert, then you can feel that. See what I mean? That's another wheel. So you find those nice inversions, really good. See, though, you'll feel the arm will move you that way. So then you start to find where that is. It's everywhere. Those helixes, the gear principle. So you always think, if I need to move something, if something needs to be very mobile, then use the third one. Use the foot or the hand. If something needs to be very stable, use the second or even the first one. You know what I mean? If something needs to be very heavy, put the first one on it. So think about it. If I pin, yes, either one. So if I pin you, I wouldn't go like this, right?
It's 3.
Exactly.
3,
Yes, number 3 or even number 2, I wouldn't do very much.
Should
right?
should the other gear use the stronger?
So as you're escaping, you want to get me as close to third gear as you can, right? So you get your hands between, then put your feet between, and then put your all the way back to guard. Now look at how much space. Now this is maximally safe for you in a bad position, right? Maximally unsafe for you is me getting past all of your gears, got past 3, got past 2, and I got past 1, and I'm on your central mass. I'm controlling your spine with no regard to any of the gears, right? I'm controlling you here.
Like
The real deal, I've got your head and your spine here.
Right.
That's the most control I have.
Yeah.
That's how you want to control someone, is getting all the way down to the essence. This is the essence here, control the spine. But these are your defenses. And that's why even from bottom, when we build a base, so if you're on top side control, here you've got me maximally controlled. So I've got to get my scaffolding back 1 gear at a time. So I'm going to offset your head with as close as I can to my most powerful gear, which is the shoulder. I'm going to hit your head with it and bring my arm in, and then bring this way when I come back down, right? Now I've got my arms in, so I've built to second or third stage of the gear right here, right? And then I'm going to bridge, again, use those proximal muscles by the hip, and bridge up using my spine, hold you here. And then when I come back, I've got my knee in between. So I'm getting closer here, but I've only got you on level 2. Can you feel that? I'm floating you on shins and forearms. So I bring this one in, boom, I'm repummeling, it's getting better and better. But here I'm still not escaped until I get you onto the third, boom, hands and feet. And now I'm feeling good. Now for your self-defense, up, kick, triangles, pull you to close guard, whatever. But now from here, I've got the maximum escape, right? And you have the least control.
Right.
You want to get back to past 3, 2, and so even for guard passing, if you're on your back, you're facing me at stage 3. A leg drag only gets me past stage 1 to stage 2. Then I've got to figure out how to tuck this past my hip and past my armpit. And now I'm starting to control, stage 1 is level 3 here, you know?
Yeah.
So this is past, this is the first move I have to make, but this is the third gear here. But I get all the way past the hip, and now I'm controlling here. And now I'm at the hands.
Yeah.
Number 3.
And
Exactly.
And it's,
so then I want to get past those exactly. So if you were there, this is what a noob mistake, right? Well, an experienced grappler, yes, or here. But I want to be close. An experienced grappler would try and keep me here, right? This is more defensive. But now I want to even get past the hip, so I've got to get close and then sit out, boom, and I attach my 1 to your 1. And then I attach my other 1 to your other 1. And now I'm controlling because we're 1-on-1.
And you have
If I put my 1s on your 1s, hip, hip, shoulder, shoulder, I'm going to be controlling.
Would it be better to move my one as like a tectonic plate almost to like
Yes.
balance
Yeah,
it?
to move under me?
Yeah.
Go ahead. What do you mean?
Just kind of like
To shrink? Yes, exactly. That's exactly what it
start
is.
doing the.
Yes.
So you
right.
want to, do I want to work back upwards then, right? I want to go. Like
Yes,
1,
you've got to
2,
go
3.
1. Yes, you've got to go hip, knee, hand.
Yeah.
And you've got to go shoulder, elbow, hand.
Because like my ones have to move to get back to my 3, right?
Yes. Yes. So you're always collapsed. So when I'm passing your guard, I've got to pass the 3, and then the 2, and then the 1. There's no escaping it.
Yeah.
And then you're going to defend, starting to build frames with your 3, then your 2, then your 1. And then when you want to escape, you're going to start bridging, which is actually using your 1s.
Okay.
So you're already using the 1s when you're bridging.
Right.
And then you get your 2s in, that's your frames. Forearms, knees. And then you get hands and feet, that's the distal frames. That's the 3s, you know? But you're using that, you use it in your human movement, any of this stuff. And you use it in your game to build and create stability and mobility. Yes, yeah, see, and that drill, you can start to connect all kinds of stuff with that.
Yeah.
We're moving from your shoulder, getting up to here. You can choose to get up, learn to build base from the knees, go to the other shoulder. You can just stay on your shoulders.
What was that? Yeah. What was that?
What?
What did you do right there?
So start on your back, and you use the shoulder. So you use a 1 position to get up to your knees, and then you change your head over to the other one, and then just change back through. Yes, and you can invert or there. That's what I did. Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes. You could try and stay on this 1 and never let this 1 touch, like this. And then a bridge. I thread the needle. I go inversion. I go here, but I don't let it touch. Thread the needle, invert, but don't let it touch.
I like
so you can
that.
start to play all these movement games with yourself, where I'm only using. How about I only let number 3 touch here, and I only let number 1 touch here? What would that look like? That's that drill, where I'm only doing things where feet can touch. I have to only catch myself this way, you know. Or what would it look like if I can only touch 1 and 1? How can I move? Right? Now I'm an amoeba.
Because but I am a single cell organism. I only have one joint to move.
Oh yeah,
The
because
spine, right?
Flex
If I'm only moving my spine, what does it look like? This is how we started out, moving, right? And then it goes into all of this stuff. But so it's again that 1, 2, 3 with movement. And you can play with what would it look like if only the feet and the hands. You've got sit-outs and square drills. You've obviously got handstands. But all this stuff is, what do I have off of this? Technical stand-up. What if I can come to here? Even from seated drills, this position, how we're going from shoulder, elbow, this position extends all the way up to handstand stuff.
Wait, I want that one. I want that one.
So that's our pistol. That's our technical stand-up.
Okay.
Boom.
Right.
But you're just placing both, and you're sweeping the leg up. Yep, and throw it up.
Alright, here we go. So just...
Yes, very good. It's exactly how it'll start to look. Yep. Jump. You got to do a little jump and keep this one as straight as it goes.
Jump?
As straight as it can.
When you say jump, you mean like...
With your right leg and your both hands. Place both hands. Yep. And now jump off of this foot and swing this pendulum up. Get to here.
Jump or just...
And then jump. Right, get to here, and then jump.
Am I jumping off like the back part of the foot? Or
Right,
like just the toes?
Right off the toes, right here.
Okay.
Nice. That's the hardest one for sure. But that's what I mean is if you play with these drills, you start to see the ways the body can move. Good. You see what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's just me playing with what does it look like if I only stay 3 and 3s? All the ways, how can I move? Right, I can do B's and balls. How can I move just 3s and 3s? These are some of the ways, you know?
Yeah.
But, same thing when you stay with 2s. How does it move if you're only moving 2s? That's
because you're...
forearms and knees and elbows. Right?
Yeah, no, it's
Those are using the spinal engine and then the helix math, or that gear math, on the body, you know?
Yeah.
You can apply it to any of your techniques,
Dude, we should come
any
up
of your movement
with
drills.
1, 2s, and 3s.
For drills?
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Definitely.
Like a 1 series, 2 series, 3 series.
Right? Oh, movement drills.
Yeah, just sort of like
Absolutely.
here versus like
Yes.
here.
Well, then you start mixing hands like your foot, like we did with this one, with the inversions. Right?
Yeah.
Is foot 3 only, shoulder 1 only, or upper body 1 only, lower body 3 only.
Yeah.
What is a lower body 3 or 1 only, upper body 3 only?
Oh yeah.
You know, so these are, how can you move? There's not a lot of ways to move, right? Or you could be dragging yourself like this, seal crawls, right? Finding the ways that your body moves off the ground.
I'm like, I don't know how to.
And it's an exploration in human movement, but it's also an exploration that you can use technically. Yeah. Hey man, you never know what you gotta do. So then it's interesting you see certain games like Mendes brothers talk about they don't let people pass their hands and their feet. That's why they play reverse de la hiva, spider guard. They have their feet between them and the opponent. They like 3 levels of guard work. You see Eddie Bravo's style, lockdown half with double unders. I've got 1 and 2 and 3 committed to you. We're chest to chest. Eddie Bravo, 10th Planet, is a clinching style. So look at rubber guard, look at twister side control, look at lockdown half. Those are close as close can be. Our bodies are all ready. We're spine. It's one-on-one.
Playing one.
It's a jiu-jitsu game from one. It's offensive for the bottom guy from a one-on-one.
Oh, okay.
Which he made that because of MMA.
Yeah.
Because I don't want you to have a 3-level distance because your 3s are marking up. I mean, Connor now is changing the game by doing what? Hitting with a 1.
2s.
People expect 2s and 3s. They don't expect 1s, and that started changing the game.
Hip knock somebody out.
Next is the hip, dude. The atomic butt drop. You know?
It's a hook.
Mark Mark Hunt versus Wanderlei Silva in Pride back in the day did the atomic butt drop on Wanderlei Silva for ground and pound. It was terrifying. That's a giant, yep. That's a giant one-level strike. You're big old Samoan dude, you know. That's very bad. That's a lot.
I played with some Samoans back in college football. Dude. Their guys are just.
And they hit you with that. See, football. You right? You wouldn't want to hit with your hand. You're gonna mess your hands up. You're gonna hit like that. You're gonna hit with the close thing.
Yeah, that's why you're not supposed to really.
Right.
Supposed to be here.
Yeah. Now head is an appendage, and it's up to you. You know, it moves well. It's very stable, but some people consider it a very mobile thing. Some people consider it more stable. That one is up in the air. Yeah. Oh yeah. See, that's good.
So you're smart. So I don't run straight into you.
Yes.
So that's why when you get them.
Run fast movers, man. Yeah. Good shit, dude. Thanks, bro.
Thank you. Awesome.
That's it.